Alright, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. And in today's episode, I don't know what to really call this episode. I don't know whether to call it just, what's on my mind or a serious episode. I mean, it can be, I don't know. I don't know what to call it. I honestly, at the end of the day, I don't know. I can't even give y'all an answer on what to call it and stuff, but no, what I overall wanted to talk on was my goal this year for 2022 because here's the thing. Past few years, I would have to say I've been distracted a lot, with just more so focusing on my love life. And I think I've said that before. You're trying to focus on building your business and focus on the love life. Like, some can do it. I'm not going to say that it's impossible. I just feel like for me, I don't know, like for me, I feel like that it's not impossible, but at the same time, it's just not possible right now. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I've tried, and it just seems like that it's always a situation where, I'm turned down, or, I don't pursue after, or it's just always something. And I just feel like that it's, not to sound rude, but it's a waste of time, like trying to chase after something and overall, like, nothing happens. So I'm like, I just can't overall, go through that no more. And it's like, heartbreaks and all this other extra crap. So that's why I'm like, this year, 2022, I'm more so gonna, focus on myself, focus on content creating, focus, just on all of that, because I do feel like that, when I had overall stopped focusing on the hate, it took a big, weight off of me, when I stopped making videos on these guys every day, had to, stop thinking I'm, gotta constantly defend myself, or I gotta, I didn't need to do any of that stuff in the first place. And it's this pretty much like my own version of like WWE budget cuts and stuff. But nah, these are things that I need to cut out of my life, because it it's weighing down on me, and I feel like, having this weight lifted up off of me, I feel like that I can accomplish a lot. I feel like I could get a lot done, when I am sitting down, taking the time to focus on myself. Because I'll have my moments when I am, and I'm not thinking about nothing, bruh. Y'all should see me some days, because when there's days where I'm just sitting down, focusing on myself, focusing on content, like I had just worked on some vlogs that I've recorded like last year, bruh. I sat there, and it was on top of that, like it was like a dozen of other videos I had, and I worked on podcast episodes. I'm saying, like, I'll take the time to focus on myself, and I get so much done. So that's why I'm like, nah, I need to be that, but like 24/7, because overall, like, to give you guys advice on that stuff, because I overall have to say, like, with having, like, trying to focus on the love life and then nothing's not happening, that's hard on you. Like, that's hard. Like, for those that don't go through that, like, you don't care about that. And that's the thing where I'm like, I'm not trying to assume how people think and how they are, but I do feel like that it's something that crosses a person's mind. Now, me, it crosses my mind one too many times, and I've gotten to the point in time in my life where I'm like, look, I know I'm doing my part, and I know I will always do my part, but I need to know, like, if something is possible. Because if not, then, I've just gotten to the point in time where I'm like, I'm not going to pursue. I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to, send all lovely messages and be all, like, this nice and caring guy. Like, nah, I'm just going to focus on myself. Like, I am going to be nice and caring, but I am going to take the time to focus on myself, because it's, it's hard, man. It's hard having, like, that, that mindset. So that's why I'm like, I can't go through that, like, time after time, day after day. Like, it's hard. It's extremely, extremely hard. So, Yeah, that's why I'm, it's just the overall, like, like I was saying, giving y'all advice on that. Like, how do you avoid that mindset? And yeah, like what I've been saying, like, taking the time to focus on yourself. Like, don't focus on, something that's overall, like, like weighing down on you, and it's weighing down on you in a negative way. Like, nah, like, sit down. Well, I mean, like, talking, like, from my perspective, like, yeah, record videos, record podcast episodes, stream for hours on end, find new games to play. Like, go outside, exercise. Like, that's just the stuff that gets me through the day. Going outside, exercising, doing whatever. But the whole, like, like, I'm gotta sit around and be sad. I'm so sick and tired of that. I'm so sick and tired of sitting around being sad. Like, that's why I didn't really want to record this episode, because it came off as like a sad episode. And I'm like, I don't want it to be that. I'm tired of doing like the sad podcast episodes. I feel like I did one too many sad podcast episodes. I'm like, nah, there ain't even a reason to be sad. Like, that's the thing about it. I'm like, I'm out here being sad over something that never was gonna happen in the first place. So why am I sad? And I'm like, I'm tired of that. I'm so tired of it. And I'm like, bruh, it's at a point in time where I'm like, I gotta just move on and take the time to focus on myself. Because I have to say, like, I think probably throughout my whole duration of my content creating career. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess, like, yeah, throughout the whole duration of my content creating career, because I started in high school, so I had no choice but to focus, on high school and stuff. Like, that wasn't gonna slide with my family, like, me quitting high school so I could be a full-time content creator. But during that time, though, I did go through, some traumatic stuff, and then it, like, led into my content, creating career. So constantly I'm like, sad, holding myself back, sitting there, just, yeah, not like taking the time to, focus on stuff. But even when it was just the school thing that was weighing me down, I still wasn't, like, giving content creating a whole lot of, like, time. Like, I give it like maybe a little bit of time, record a video, like, maybe every 3 to 6 months. After that, I'm good. And I'm like, it shouldn't even have been that in the first place. Like, I should have, like, my thing is this. I do get mad at myself at times because I didn't take things, like, serious enough. Like, I was just sitting around, like, slacking and just not, overall not being serious. And I should have been serious more. But, like, at this point in time, I'm like, hey, look, like, I've crossed that bridge. Now it's time to, cross this other bridge. And that's just focusing on who I am today. And focusing on, bettering my situation, like, now and stuff. Because if I don't, then yeah, this it's just gonna be a constant, like, not reminder, but just a constant cycle of, like, letting so many different, like, opportunities, like, go with content creating and stuff. So that's why I'm like, nah, I gotta just sit down and overall just, take the time to get that mindset of where I am focusing on myself. But yeah, I'm like, I can't do this every day. Like, I can't be this person every day. Like, you guys should see me, like now versus how I was, like, a couple of years ago. Oh, I wouldn't have mind, like, laying in bed all day, not doing nothing. But I see that now, and I'm like, nah, man. I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I get so frustrated and mad at doing that and stuff. And I know most people are just like, well, just get out of bed thing. Like, it's not that hard. Just get out of bed. And it's like, nah, it's like, you don't understand how depression works. When you're depressed, you don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to record videos. You don't want to stream. You don't want to, do your job. Like, do what was, like, what you were meant to do and stuff. And yeah, it's, that's why, like, when I look at a lot of situations, like, when I look at, and I guess, like, this is where the seriousness, like, comes in, but when I look at people like Robin Williams and seeing how much that man entertained, and I'm not saying, like, that's the situation with me, I'm just saying, like, just talking on it and stuff, but no, when I look at his situation, I don't want to end up in his situation. Like, that's the thing where it's like, yeah, I know it's messed up saying that. Like, Robin Williams is one of the most like creative and entertaining people to ever walk the face of this earth. But to be in a situation where you are, and I would assume like, yeah, he was like very, very depressed. But to be in that mindset where you are that depressed and you end up doing like what he did, I don't ever want to be that person. And that's the thing where I'm like, I'm avoiding being that person, because I feel like at some points in times in my life I was aiming to be in his same situation, and I'm like, I can't do that. I don't want to end up like that. I don't want to do that. That's the one thing in life where I'm like, I am avoiding it at all costs. And if that is what takes me out of this world, is avoiding that one thing, hey, so be it. My thing is this. I want to, and you know what, I was like sitting down thinking about this, like, if I live my whole life and I don't get what I want, I don't get the wife, I don't get the kids, I don't get the fancy house or the fancy cars, I just get what, is meant for me. I'm like, hey, I've gotten to the point where I'm like somewhat accepting towards it, because I still crave it. I still want that, and I am still young. So that's why I'm like, hey, you know what? I really don't know what the future holds for me, and I don't really know what's gonna, happen in the future. But if that's my life, if that's how like I grow old and I look back and I'm like, hey, you know what? I was hard at, I was like working hard at what I was doing. I didn't give up. I still kept chasing my dreams. I still kept chasing my goals. I'm not like, this ain't like me saying that I'm giving up. It's just me saying, like, I'm going to be more accepting of my situations. And overall, like, still just take the time to focus on myself. And, yeah, like I was saying, like, if I don't get what I want, then I don't get what I want. I'm going to have to live with that, Because I feel like a lot of people don't understand, like, the whole meaning of life. Like, sometimes, like, that stuff, ain't meant for people. And I'm not, like, trying to, like, deny my blessings or any of that stuff. Like, whatever my blessings are, I welcome it. I want it. I wish I could have all my blessings now, But it's probably a thing where it's like, I just got to be patient, got to take time. And overall, like, at some point in time, yeah, my blessings will overall show up. But I'm like, I'm wanting all this stuff now. And I'm like, it ain't meant for me to have it now. The relationship, wife, kids, house, fancy car, fancy this, fancy that. It ain't meant for me to have that stuff now. So I'm like, if that's the case, then that's the case. I can't be mad about it. I just got to accept it. Like, that's God's plan, then that's God's plan. I can't be mad about it, So that's why I'm like, I've just gotten to a point in time where I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, I'm still going to, do my thing regardless. Like, that's something that's never going to change, is me doing my thing. Because that's, like, honestly, though, like, what I was overall saying, like, like, with taking myself, like, even more serious this year, fam, that, all I'm pretty much, I'm actually trying to say, more content. Like, more content, and there's more content, like, for, I feel like this year, it has to be dedicated to impressing myself. I feel like, past few years, I'm trying to impress everybody else. At the end of the day, I need to impress myself. I need to show myself what I'm capable of. Because I feel like when I see what I'm capable of, then the world would see what I'm capable of. And that's just that motivation I want to put in everybody's hearts. It's like, have that motivation in you where you get like, you're like, whoa, wow, I didn't even know I was capable of doing all of that. And I feel like, I'm like, with me, I'm like, I got to do more. Like, that's what I'm like, that's overall, like, what I just got to see for myself is that I got to do more. So no more distractions, like, no more of this, like, love life stuff, like, all of that. I just got to focus on myself now, and make the best of my situations now. Be happy, enjoy life. I can't say it's sunny outside, and so I can't be like, oh, enjoy the sun. I live in Washington State. It's raining, so I gotta enjoy the rain. I gotta go outside and enjoy the rain and stuff. I gotta just, and enjoy, like, my current life situation. Because my thing is this, there's people out there that wanted what I, have, and they, they're not even here with us today. So that's why I'm like, hey, you know what? I gotta just enjoy, like, life at what it is right now and make the best out of it. So, yeah, just overall letting people know, like, if you do see a lot of content from me this year, I have my reasons, all right? But anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you to everybody that tuned into today's episode. I'm not going to, do no promos and stuff because I do feel like, in a way, that this was a serious episode. And I think that's why, that's why I didn't really know what to title this episode, because I'm like, it ain't that serious. But at the same time, like, I don't want to do the promos. So, but anyways, yeah, talk to y'all later. Thank you guys, and peace.